Welcome back to the North American Strikers League Super Week. It's the final match of the week. I'm here with Borg, and I know y'all are all here for this guy on my right, so I'll just let him talk.
Guys, come on. Saya, come on. You can't. Chat, I have a surprise, right? We may have lost. I may not have been able to take down the demons. I tried my best. But check out the drip. Ooh. Oh, wait, other sleeve? Oh, one more. Oh, shoot! The shorts! That's my chatting. That's all I got for you. I don't have the socks yet. They didn't come, but I got the whole Borg fit on. I'm ready to cast. I'm ready for this game. I'm ready to get back into casting. I have not casted in 2 months, Saya, and it has been... I've missed it, I'll say. I've definitely missed it, and I'm excited to get back into it.
Yeah, our caster blocks have definitely missed you as well. We're falling on a little bit of hard times. We are currently trying to get a lot of new casters on board, but they've definitely had a bit of a Borg-shaped hole as, well, it's the soon-to-be Strikers versus Chikara chatting, and you left, like, right at the start of chatting's rise, but
yeah,
they've not been doing too well.
Yeah, I was always a chatting hater. I always say that, even though I never actually hated chatting. I don't know. It felt like it made no sense to me. And then when I saw them play, it was like, oh, they're actually really good. But then seeing them, not as much success now, not sure if it's necessarily a strength of schedule thing. I haven't been able to catch all the games. I've been a little busy, in a different continent. But I don't know. I mean, I still think they're a good team. Like, on paper, I definitely think they're pretty good. I've heard that Appa has gotten very, very good recently as compared to, like, earlier in beta where he kind of was more of a one-trick. He can actually kind of play a bit more now, and he's been practicing a ton more. So I'm definitely excited to see Appa Bug. And, I mean, everyone knows Drew Danger is a wall. He's literally a brick wall. So I always knew he was good. And then Liari just kind of slotting into that team, doing what she does best, and coming in after she gets eliminated from with her own team. It comes into a new team and takes their spot. The classic. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to see them play, and then obviously soon-to-be Strikers. In the pre-show, I had soon-to-be Strikers winning, more of like a faith thing rather than a actual, me caring, or me like caring about my picks and like putting money on them, because I have no clue. I think I'd probably bet on chatting if I were to actually bet my money, but I believe in the boy 3Z Breezy Eli himself. I believe he can get it done. I think Gramella's been looking insane too overall. I think he's been looking really, really, really good. And then Bread's one of those kind of question mark goalies where he's really good, but will he show up on the day is kind of the question. And I think when Bread shows up, he's one of the best goalies in the league. He's probably top 3, top 4 goalies in the league when he's showing up. Just the question is he going to show up today? Is he feeling good today? Will he have good ping today? We'll have to see, all right?
Yeah, and the soon-to-be Strikers took like a pretty relatively rough loss in Week 3 to Orbit, 2-0, and that really raises the question of, will this soon-to-be Strikers roster be it? Because so far, they've had probably the easiest schedule, relatively speaking, out of all of the teams. The polar opposite of Oshino Core Flip, some might say, as we are loading into games. So this is very pivotal for playoffs. Winning this could basically mean that either one of these teams can or can't make it.
Yeah, no, this is incredibly important, right? And I mean, especially really for both teams, right? They can both. It's the middle of the pack teams, like you're talking about earlier. Like we kind of talked about in the pre-show a bit. These middle of the pack teams, this is Super Week and next week as well is going to be now or never for them. They really need these next couple wins, especially chatting, given that they have to play Winterfall soon. So they're not going to get the win there. As I said earlier today with Demons Raw, that worked out well, didn't it? But enough chatting. We are in the game now, I believe, in the draft. So. Looking at both teams, we have Amy's app, actually, so starting off pretty hype. One of the more fun kill maps. And we get a Rasmus mirror, DUBU mirror, and then Asher for 3Z, and Juliet for Appa. No surprises there. How you feeling about this one?
Yeah, it's a little interesting that 3Z is opting for the Asher, right? Asher is the scourge of a lot of players' existence.
Yeah.
But on a map like Amy's app, you kind of expect the Rasmus-Juliet combo, so we'll have to see if they can make it work here, as it was a timeless starter, which does discourage the Juliet a little bit, especially when the other option was the pretty mid-peak performance.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I haven't, today was my first day playing back ever, so I'm not sure how Peak and the stagger builds are really doing right now. I got to test them a little bit more on myself. I will trust you guys and, you know, saying they are mid. I still think I mean, I don't know. I think Rasmus probably could have taken it, but maybe Timeless is preferred here, as both barriers are already down, by the way. Drew is taking so much pressure, but manages to finally deflect as Granamilla finds the first hook of the game.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting, right? We had 3 Gates of Obscura in a row, and now we have 3 IME's app in a row. Something is up with the server picking over at Odyssey Interactive, but huge push for Liari and Opabug. The KO is found with the hook. The primary is there, and Obscure Breads only has to clear up where Opabug is lurking. That's the first goal for Chatting. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I actually prefer Chatting's comp here. I think that I mean, I see Asher just being a menace, but I feel like Julie is just so much more of a threat in terms of KOs on this map, and just because, you know, there's not very many safe places you can stand against the Juliet for the dash punch can't kill you, and when you play those, there are a lot less, you know, impactful spots on the map that you have to play, right? So Applebug missing a dash punch there, but still, you can kind of see the looming threat, right? And with Drew just being able to hold it down all game, it's only a matter of time until they get those kills.
Yeah, only a matter of time. 3Z Breezy with the pass to Gramella. Drew Danger does have flip for insurance. Will not expend it yet, but 3Z Breezy, the pass splitter into literally mashing your face on the keyboard. Call that the HelloFresh combo, because anyone can cook. But 3Z Breezy once again in position with the primary. The KO is found though. Power play for Chatting, and 3Z almost turns it into a 1v3. Stays alive, stalls out the time, and Borg, it's all up to Opabug, but once again it is cleared away.
Yeah, Liara's gonna get the core here. I mean, it's kind of back and forth right now, right? With Breads obviously, you know, managing to hold that barrier, which is so crucial right now. 3Z has a chance here, has the core flip, but Drew Danger with the save and the Summer Assault actually to get there in time. That was very, very well played from Drew. Liari finally getting that next barrier. But one thing I'm definitely looking at here as both barriers are down is which Rasmus can actually find those KOs and the hooks there, as Appa finds a dash punch there, beating me to it. But yeah, basically, which Rasmus can kind of diff the other one. This is basically going to be what's going to decide the entire match, I think.
Yeah, and Opabug in there with the Flame Flurry, the core flip as well, and Obscure Breads unfortunately taken off the map. This Juliet play, it's what you expect from the guy who's known for his Juliet, but definitely finding a lot of chances.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the strength of this team, right, is that Drew just able to hold it down, and Liari, obviously, you know, historically good midfielder, able to get it to her forwards. And Opabug, definitely, you know, known for... No one really, you know, everyone with Opabug, even in the past, before, you know, Appa was playing a lot more competitive now, Appa was always a threat when next to your net, right, as Juliets tend to be. But the problem was, you know, Appa tend, like, to not get the core, right? When Appa doesn't get the core, it was a lot harder for him to perform. Liari and Evil Drew Danger, with them being on the same team, Appa's getting so many chances, as we see right here, finds the pass over and over and over again. Drew just feeding it back to him over and over again, as I just said, and finds the bottom corner. Very well played, and they're going to win the first set 3-0.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, that midfield control difference means that Drew can walk up when Liari is playing better than Gramella, especially in this first set so far. First pick is available, and Spark of Strength picked up. Okay. We are starting to spark here for this Juliet, and they're kind of uncontested for that Spark of... What was it called again? Spark of Resilience.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spark of Resilience is pretty much uncontested in terms of Staggersville here. Unfortunately, Bulk Up will go over, so they can't really assemble that with Peak, but definitely looking towards that scaling here when Prime Time is very heavily nerfed.
Yeah, I still think it's really good, though, especially on characters like this where the log damage is it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter, the damage on the log in general. And then, okay, I've got another hook here from Liari, managing to take out Granella, getting the Rasmus diff, as we're seeing so far. And that could change at any point, too. Like, one Rasmus feels like they're diffing one game, and then all of a sudden one hook will change all the momentum. So I'm definitely not counting out Gramella here in the matchup, but for now, Liari is kind of showing to be the better Rasmus.
Yeah, now Opabug once again in position. 3Z Breezy is low, picks up an orb, peels up a little bit, and Gramella lines up the pendulum swing. Going in is Obscure Bread, trying to find an opportunity, but Gramella cannot cover the top enough. Drew Danger gets the clear. More stalling out of time occurs, but 3Z Breezy's health is looking a bit concerning. Liari, though, taken down by the pass splitter, has no elusive left. Will be taken out if not careful, and that barrier beam will be enough. Gramella in position to flip will clear it away. 3Z Breezy in front of the net, and that flip to the top corner will be enough.
Yeah, 3Z finding that angle. Good patience. I mean, not really rushing it too much. Had basically his pick of the litter on where to shoot that, but finds the easy corner. And then kind of one thing I want to actually tip off on here real quick is, you know, kind of a hard thing to notice here. Only really seasoned veterans might see this, but Chatting actually has 2 swimsuit skins over DUBU's 1, right? So they're definitely at an advantage here overall in the skin section. So we'll have to see if that translates, as 3Z getting taken out already very early and the barrier going down.
Yeah, the hit stun
and the goal.
from Opabug. Yeah, onto Obscure Breads for the barrier, saving the dash for the goal. And it's like, as you said, Appa's getting so many chances. And when he gets so many chances, he looks so good.
Yeah, I feel like most forwards usually are like that, but when you put a Juliet specialist on their best character, basically, every single game I feel like in the league that I've seen so far, and then give them that many chances to score, it's bound to happen, right? So definitely well played to Appa for playing this well and getting all of these chances. Goes down early, but it's not going to matter. Drew Danger and Liari able to hold it down as Appa with the revenge kill finally, and 3Z and Breads running all the way up trying to get that barrier, but just held it for so long. I'm surprised Drew even held it for that long and managed to survive too. Well played.
Yeah, Regent's out of the staggered state, no longer in danger for the moment at the very least. 3Z looking for a flip angle. Gramello putting the hook down. 3Z up, but Drew Danger is there to defend it again and again. Obscure Breads looking for a pass forward to Gramello, but the Tofu Fortress will interrupt it with those giant beach balls. Opabug in position. Another chance, yet another strike war possibility. Liari passing it back and forth, and giving Appa enough meter to get that flip for the barrier. And now as all the barriers are down, Borg, it's getting a little bit scary in the midfield, especially with that Tofu Fortress. The pressure is being put down, but Appa's in front of the net, gets the dribble, tries to get past the log, but it'll be too much. And 3Z Breezy hooked. Massive striker advantage for Jakara Chatting as Opabug just wins the strike war in the midfield against the massive DUBU.
Yeah, the DUBU rolled out a bit too far and then sadly just wasn't able to strike right away after that Summer Assault stun. So Appa able to kind of recover, space out, and get that strike war win. Well played, but gets hooked away immediately. Gramella's got something to prove coming in here. They do not want to lose this set here, because if they do, with Sparks and Stacks already on the table, it's going to be very rough for them, as Gramella, like I said, finds the hook, finds the goal. Great pass from 3Z. Just a well-played point there.
Yeah, and as you said, this draft is pivotal. The Spark scaling for Opabug, of course, the Awakenings for the Rasmus, that can completely change the game in terms of that 1v1. It is all down to this point, whether those show up or not. And it is Liari who is sending the core forward yet again. Appa finds his way into position, sends it up to the top side for Liari. The roll is expended, but so many cooldowns have to be used by the DUBU strikers. And now it is Evil Drew Danger who will just sit at the midfield, but is pulled back, has to burn the flip to not lose the barrier. The airship comes down, 3Z Breezy gets the barrier. Gramella's in position as well. Obscure Breads has the flip, is walking up, but Liari will push the core away for now.
Yeah, able to defend for now, but maybe not safe yet. 3Z finding an angle here, but Drew just avoiding everything and able to save it the whole time. The one thing you got to look out for, though, 3Z, Gramella, and Breads basically all have flip. Gramella is about a second or two away from it. 3Z looking really low, but nothing really a threat at the moment. Liari just keeping it forward, though, really unable to kind of get it past her, but finally they have an opportunity here. Drew making a wall for himself there. 3Z finding so many chances. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't scored yet.
Yeah, they have so many chances, but Liari has really been critical to this defense. But Liari is off the map for 2 more seconds. But even in the power play, they have been unable to capitalize. Finally, another chance, but no. The secondary ends for Gramello. 3Z to the bottom, blocked away by Liari again. And again, Liari is completely controlling the midfield. The Rasmuses trade with each other, but Appa has flip, has a chance, does not get the barrier, and Drew Danger will have to clear away. 3Z in front of the net is so scary, gets the dribble, but just goes back to Drew Danger, who clears it away. And Obscure Bread trying to find a pass angled. Liari and Gramello are both up. 3Z Breezy is there, but the Tofu Fortress will trade out the pass splitter. Appa with the KO as well. And now it is just 3Z Breezy in this midfield. Appa has an angle on the top side, stunned up, but doesn't matter. The punch is there for the follow-up as well. 3Z Breezy approaching, but it will just be passed down to Liari. The missed dribble does cost them valuable time as the Tofu Fortress comes down, though. And will they be able to convert is the question.
Yeah, not quite yet, but Appa finally able to get that barrier. Give him enough time, like we said, he will get the job done. As Liari and Drew have just been absolutely popping off this entire set, just in 3Z and Gramilla's heads, I feel like pretty much the whole time, predicting all of their next moves there. 3Z unable to get that energy burst there. Appa getting a dash punch into the middle. Liari and Appa, this is their chance to score, turn around this whole point pretty much, as they were on the downside the entire time. Bread's trying to make something for himself. Log into log. Not gonna work out, but the angle not there in time. Gramilla tried to stop it with the pendulum swing, but did not quite get the angle. That set's going over to chatting. A lot closer of a set, but I'm really, really scared, Saya, for this draft here. DUBU first pick, though, is definitely not what you want to see.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate draft order here for Chikara chatting. And that means some power picks will be given up. Probably the Deadeye to Erasmus or the Prize Fighter if they're going for that KO angle. And indeed, it is hovered. Drew will just wait, leave as many options up as possible as, well, Appabug will continue. No, it's just a 1-2 punch. Will not continue trying to go for any types of stagger scaling tomfoolery because it is Aimee Zap, it is 1-2 punch, and Juliet is still Juliet.
Yeah, I think DUBU Strikers kind of got lucky there. That draft definitely not very impactful overall. I think Liari getting the Prize Fighter definitely matters, as well as Gramilla getting Deadeye. I think they're both about the same, to be completely honest with you. The Deadeye's good, but it doesn't really shine until you get the specializes up. Just absolutely, I mean, finds a dash punch through the double wall, just put in jail. Unlucky, the double killer. This is their time to get the barrier. Manages to get it. Bread's able to, not get scored on at the very least. Holds the barrier for a little bit, but, you can only hold that for so long when a Juliet is just dash punching towards you over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm really big fan of how Liari played the ending sequence there. A lot of Rasmus's always tried to get the pendulum swing on the core, and it's kind of fake. It's just the goalie isn't hit by it, it's kind of fake. Liari didn't even aim for the core, just aimed for Obscure Breads, got a little bit of hits done, and the shot just sailed right in while that was happening. If you're in my solo queue games, like, I hope some people pick up on this because some Rasmus forwards have a bit of a hard time getting that barrier.
Hey, my solo queue games, I'm the one in plat right now, so I'm going to be struggling a little more as, I mean, currently it feels like Gramilla's struggling, but maybe not anymore, as finally finds the return kill on Liari. It's been a while, I feel like, since we've seen Gramilla find a kill with that hook, but I don't know how Drew saved that. That was absolutely ridiculous. Well played from Drew there. The flip didn't even matter, but manages to find the back clear instead. Liari and Appa, now is their chance. Drew just looking like the best goalie in the world right now, like peak Barcode at this point, and able to find it. Obscure Bread's trying to emulate some of that success himself, manages to save it again. These DUBUs are insane, Saya.
Yeah, absolutely locking down these barriers here. 3Z Breezy going with the Path Splitter, trying to get some damage down, trying to get some hits done as Drew loses control of the core for a moment, immediately capitalized on by Gramilla. Now 3Z is in front of the net, lurking, but the Tofu Fortress will send it at Mach speed to the other side. Now Appabug in position, cannot get a strike on it. Once again a chance, but Gramilla stands in front, avoids the strike war entirely, but Appabug, the core is back. It is too fast to react to, and Chikara chatting are one goal away from the lead in this series.
Yeah, the DUBUs are playing so well until Drew messed up his strike, and then we see another one. Bread's just got mind gamed a little bit there, I guess. Was waiting for the punch. The punch didn't come, just the strike. So it got mind gamed a little bit there, but I mean, these goalies are playing so well for the most of that point. But it all, like I said earlier, it just all depends on these Razzies, the midfielders, the forwards trying to, put all the pressure down on them. And it feels like just chatting has had the upper hand basically this whole time. As we see again, Liari just finding another kill.
Oh, and 3Z Breezy misses the primary, unfortunately, and is left all alone. Will have to play all three roles for the next few seconds. The flip goes out, enough speed, but it is blocked away by the primary of 3Z, and finally the barrier is taken down. The massive log to Appa, and that is a clean sweep for Chikara chatting.
Yeah, well, I really didn't expect that. I mean, that's kind of how Aimee Zap games go, though, right? Like, especially if you allow the double Rasmus. Oh, we get to see the MVP animation there. I haven't seen that one yet. I like that one. I haven't seen a lot of these new skin MVP animations, so that was nice to see. Drew definitely deserves it, absolutely popping off the whole time. Appabug, another crucial stat here, 8 goals. I mean, not super surprised, as Appa is normally the scorer for this team in general, so definitely well played to him. And then another notable stat here actually is, let's see, I mean, Drew with 70 saves and 162 redirects, just absolutely felt like, you know, they won 9-0 basically, right? But at the same time, or not quite 9-0, but you know, they won 3-0 in the set. But it felt like Drew was getting more pressure than Breads. You know what I mean? And I don't even feel like Breads was playing badly or anything. It just, Drew just entered the next level. I don't even know what it was, but absolutely insane performance from them. And chatting, looking to take this game 2-0 here. We'll have to see when they queue into this next one.
Yeah, and maybe the removal of the orbs has pushed Drew to another level. He is no longer shackled by the orbs. They are no longer limiting his identity, and he can go back to what he once was. People won't remember, but before the orbs, Drew was the biggest Spark fan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. You might see him sparking a little bit.
I mean, we saw Appa sparking there, so maybe that was Drew's call. Could be, you know. Definitely a serial drafter, that guy, 100%. And also, serial chatter. So's Appabug. Less so Liari, but, you know, getting there a little bit. I've seen a little bit of ridiculous posts from all of them recently, as their name suggests. We'll be getting into the next game fairly soon. The players, you know, got to shake it off a little bit. Soon DUBU Strikers got to create another game plan, but I don't know. I mean, personally, I know nobody else does. I'm just going to say it. So I want to see Inky Splash Zone.
No,
and do you want to know why?
I totally get it. Like,
do you get it?
You want to see it for the point of, like, seeing it, right?
I want to see it because I've only been able to see it on 240p on my phone. I need to see it in its full glory and everyone hating themselves. I need to see it at least once. And I think this is the perfect game for it to happen.
You know, we've gotten the Odyssey Interactive mandated 3 maps in a row already. So this could be the start of a new cycle, because it was 3 Obscura into 3 IME. What's next?
Could be the Splash Zone.
Could be the Splash Zone.
Either that, or we're gonna get, you know, let me call it right now. Let's do a guess. I don't think Splash Zone's gonna happen. I want it to, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm calling Oni Village.
Really?
It's gonna be an Oni Village game, because every time I cast, there's always an Oni Village game, without fail.
I'm gonna call Night Market.
That's boring.
I don't know. I just feel it.
If Night Market happens, we're gonna see Drakars, and I don't want to see Drakars.
Oh, that's true. You saw the draft, the last draft, the Night Market draft, and
yeah. No, I don't want to see double Drakar. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of double Drakar. Can we just delete the character at this point, or at least like nerf him really bad, so when we see him being picked, someone's got something up their sleeve, right? But when you see a Drakar being picked, the reason I have trouble with this character, right, guys, is I don't mind playing in the game or playing against it, but when I'm casting it or watching it, I'm so used to seeing Drakar, right? I know exactly what's going to happen. Strike shotgun. Strike shotgun. Molten bolts. Whoa! Strike shotgun. It's just over and over again. It's the same thing, right? Let's see some of these new characters. Let's see a Kazan. I need to see that character. I need to learn that character, right? I want to see some of the new characters, some of the new maps. I want to see some of this new stuff. Come on, guys. Let's see some fun. Full chatting moment right now for me. but you go
no, the worst timeline.
We get another Amy Zap, ladies and gentlemen. Another Amy Zap game. All right, Sai, what do you think? Do you think we're gonna see another Rasmus Mirror, or do you think Soon DUBU's gonna ban it? Because there's no way chatting.
I think they banned Julie, right? They have to ban Julie.
I actually didn't even see. You think so?
They didn't ban yet, but I think they have
to.
Well,
yeah.
No, wait. They're not going Julie on 3Z though.
They banned Atlas.
Wait, they're just letting them just play Rasmus Julie over and over again?
Wait. Okay. I see what they're doing. They're playing Speedo X. Never mind.
No, never mind. Of course,
They couldn't go with my fun narrative there, but still haven't seen a Speedo X. I didn't have the skin yet, even though I played it earlier. Sadly, couldn't show it off to you guys, but you'll definitely see it in the future. Trust me. But yeah, I'm not surprised here. I mean, Julie's definitely the better pick here. They're definitely gonna. I think the Julie Rasmus is definitely stronger than Asher Rasmus on this map specifically, just given Julie has a lot more pressure. And then the Amy goalie actually, Brett's. I think he's a little bored of the DUBU, so gonna be playing the Amy here. I'm kind of excited what he's gonna cook up here. I always liked Amy on this map. I think it's incredibly strong, and I'm excited to kind of see it back.
Yeah, definitely could be the X factor that this roster needs, as it is a super surge and spark of resilience start. And well, you know that Drew Danger is happy to start sparking as an immediate KO onto Liari. Drew Danger playing the midfield a little bit, locking down the bottom side as Appabug gets a KO. Drew Danger in a little bit of danger here. The barrier will be taken from long range as Dreezy Breezy's in position. Cannot capitalize yet, but the glitch pops from Obscure Breads are doing a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, doing so much. Drew Danger tends, I mean, I feel like, especially with the last game too, tends to lose the barrier fairly early, but just defends the goal like an absolute champ. So definitely not really scared for them here as we're going into it. But Threezy on that Julie, you know, might be able to finish the goal a little bit better now with that dash punch, especially to do. But Drew's stuck on their own wall and then manages to elusive the dash punch from Threezy. I think everyone was a little bit confused there, but nothing really serious happening overall. As I mean, we're kind of just going back to neutral here, so nothing too crazy here.
Yeah, and speaking of Super Surge and Obscure Breads, that eject buff is ridiculous in terms of cooldown and the length. 30% is a pretty big number, and Obscure Breads will be quite the menace as Grimella gets the pull on the core from long range, snatches it out of Evil Drew Danger's hand, sends it to the bottom of the net. And if the Sundubu Strikers can play like this, work with the offensive pressure from Obscure Breads, this could be their game.
Yeah, one thing I definitely have noticed overall is that it feels like Threezy and Grimella, you'd think that they play together really well, but it feels like they're kind of just playing their own game as Grimella lags out of getting like dying. I don't know what that was. A little bit sus there. Either way, gonna be low now, so definitely has to be careful. Liari trying to get the hook, not enough damage. Basically what I was saying earlier is that it feels like they struggle overall with securing kills and goals, but Gravella, I think, is immune? Okay, no, finally goes down. I don't know what that was. John, honestly, is going to have to take a look at that one in the server room later, probably. But nothing too crazy happening, just a little bit of shenanigans. Both barriers are still up, just basically goalie stacking energy at this point.
Yeah, and Drew is close to a flip. Could be utilizing that soon, especially while getting hit by the Firewall Sentry, but it's a striker advantage for the side of the Sundubu Strikers, and that Flamethrower will put on a lot of pressure, but somehow it is cleared away by Chikara chatting. The barrier will be taken on the other side. That's not what you want if you're a Sundubu Striker. That accelerated overtime dash punch almost gets a shot into the goal as Obscure Breads blinks forwards onto Liari, but leaves the net open. And the score is all tied up.
Yeah, a little bit of a blink moment. I mean, every Amy goalie has the, you know, they kind of do that, right? That happens at least once a game, even with the best of Amy goalies. It just, you know, you try for a hype play, ends up just going right past you. But either way, unlucky to say the least. It's 1-1. Definitely looking like a little bit of a more even game so far, but it is still early, very early, first set. So Appa trying to kind of, I guess, run interference on that core flip, able to do so, but not able to get the barrier. Obscure Breads playing it nice and calm. Drew finally losing that barrier. Grimella played very well there with that whiplash. Appa in position, playing like Oki right now, trying to just get in Bread's face, not giving him any, I guess, room to breathe. As Liari trying to feed it to Appa, Drew able to get it now. Appa not able to get the kill on Grimella there, really, really close. The beach ball's coming in clutch there, saving that core flip. As Liari looking a little bit low here, needs to be careful.
Yeah, taken out off the map. Grimella and Threezy with the passing plays and a bit of a strike war frame trap in the bottom side. The Sundubu Strikers convert. And if they can get a good start in this set, if they can take the barrier early, like they have been doing some of these rounds, this could be good for them.
Yeah, I definitely like Threezy playing Julie here a lot. I can already tell there's just so much more pressure, so much more threats, and he's getting a lot more conversions overall as Grimella gets a conversion of their own onto Appabug, and the core just rolls in. I mean, Obscure Breads able to get a good Amy wall down, just able to kind of section off Drew and Liari from that core and just kind of rolls in. So very well played from Sundubu Strikers, taking, I guess, the revenge set there.
Yeah, and that extra special is looking very, very juicy for that Firewall Sentry. Will also be a denial against the DUBU, who does still have a lot of picks. Specialized training will be denied away from the Rasmus, but Rapid Fire is incredibly strong now. Definitely won't complain about that. And as the rest of the picks roll in, it's definitely just a lot of power across the board.
You know, there's definitely an angle here I could see of leaving extra special up and then, you know, taking whatever else, Rapid Fire, something else, just so it guarantees extra special or specialized training for your Rasmus. But at the same time, I mean, Amiel is very, very insanely strong. And with extra special, it's even better, especially in the goalie position. So definitely not going to knock them there. Pretty good draft on both sides. Both sides kind of got what they want. Liari going to start building up that energy. Appa with the Egoist as well. So kind of, I'm not really sure who won that one. I'd say a little bit of an edge to the Sundubu Strikers for sure.
Yeah, and Obscure Breads is pushing the advantage with this item, with the eject super surge. So much range on that cyber swipe. Can jump into play from basically anywhere. Liari's health bar looking a little low. The firewall sentry in the middle of everything. And Avabug and Drew Danger were hit stunned so much they couldn't get out of the bottom side quick enough. That's an easy goal for Grimella.
There it looks like, Appabug back on defense, definitely not used to playing back that far in defense. So maybe messed up Drew Danger a little bit, not used to seeing Appa there all the way that far back. So could be a little bit of a chatting moment. Could be true. We'll have to see. Great hook from Grimella. Grimella's definitely, showing up this game. Last game was playing all right, but just kind of slowly getting outpaced by Liari, as definitely who's not getting outpaced. 3Z Breezy able to just pop off on this Julie. I was saying it earlier, I love 3Z on the Julie. I think 3Z's Julie is very, very close to as good as his X. I feel like the Asher pick was a little bit of brain rot. I'm just seeing how broken Asher is now, and then 3Z just like, I've got to play it. Definitely don't think it was the move, and I'm glad that they made this adjustment to just, because there's just so much more pressure. I mean, look at that, barrier already gone.
Yeah, they're really playing with this quite well. Grimella taking advantage of the confusion, and Obscure Breads once again super surging across the entire map. Incredibly dominant set for the Sundubu Strikers, which is something I didn't think I would be saying after the last game.
I mean, I bet on them, so a little bit of bias on me, but I'm glad we're winning here. Also, maybe we'll see 3 games here if they keep up this pace, as we'll see what happens here. I'm assuming the DUBU is going to deny build different, but takes the Spark instead. Okay, as you said before, I mean, you weren't wrong. The Drew Danger was a Spark enjoyer, still will be a Spark enjoyer, as they allow built different on to one of the 2 brawlers.
But Timeless, they deny Twin Drive, but Timeless is inevitably left up. This is Timeless extra special for that Firewall Sentry from the Obscure Breads.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really agree with the draft on chatting side here quite as much. I see what they're trying to do, but I feel like it's another Sundubu Strikers draft win. And I mean, we'll have to see. Obviously, draft doesn't make the games here. Playing does, and mechanics do, as they try to get the barrier, but unlucky, not able to get that dash in time. And great save from Breads!
What a save! Sends it back partially, and Grimella is there to fish it out. 3Z Breezy sends it away, and they're out of the danger zone. They figure it out, but Grimella is taken out yet again. The power play comes in. Obscure Breads will have to put another monumental defense on the board as it's passed up to Liari, to Appa. It is still defended away with the help of the Firewall Sentry. 3Z Breezy winning the strike war as well. The Sundubu Strikers continue holding. 3Z Breezy, a MOBA moment. Looks like he sent it backwards, but that's fine. They get the barrier on the other side. Grimella now. 3Z has the flip, glitch pop, dribble. Appabug in position though, dribbling for a little bit of energy, and no more cooldowns are left on Obscure Breads.
Yeah, 3Z realized it too late, started running back a little bit too late, unable to intercept that dribble, and I'm glad that 3Z didn't try to flip there, because I definitely would see a lot of players run back and attempt to flip right there and then just absolutely whiff it. So I'm glad, just realized it was over, just had to rely on the goalie there. So it's just 1 point, not a big deal, as Liari, ooh, great dodge there on the hook, probably would have killed for sure there, as Appabug finds a kill of their own. Grimella finally going down. It seems like the pace has, slowed down a bit for the Sundubu Strikers. Either that or chatting has just kicked into another gear.
Yeah, and that hit off the center. Drew Danger is providing so many good passes for Appa, but Grimella is here to interrupt now, lagging a little bit, it appears, but Liari is in the bottom corner, cannot make it happen. Grimella, whoa, incredible disconnection, but now he's back, looking to create some pressure here with the hook, trying to get a self-pass. Obscure Breads in the midfield, passing it up. The flip from Drew Danger will just go directly to Obscure Breads. Appabug almost being taken out. The flip has to be invested by Obscure Breads to save the point for now, but the blink forwards will miss the core. The hit stun from Liari will secure the goal, and Chikara chatting are looking pretty alive right now.
Yeah, well played there from Liari, actually hitting it down as, Obscure Breads trying to run forward to cut off the top pass arc to Appabug, but Appabug just running down on top of Obscure Breads anyway, and Liari able to hit it lower to, confirm that pendulum swing onto Breads and the core. So definitely well played from chatting there. 2-0, trying to swing this game back in their favor. And, I mean, definitely seems like an uphill battle, but this set, they're kind of making it look easy so far.
Yeah, but right now, 3Z Breezy's back in. The double hit stun on Liari and Drew will make sure that barrier is taken down. Grimella sending it past Aquabug with the help of the glitch pop as well, but the Tofu Fortune will halt the offense for now. The hook from Liari will create a striker disadvantage for the Sundubu Strikers as Chatting walks up. They cannot find this barrier, but finally the punch from Aquabug will be enough. Now Grimella will have to help Obscure Breads here. 3Z is back. Appa is taken out. Maybe the chance for a reverse sweep in this set from the Sundubu Strikers. The pass in, the hit stun, not enough. Drew Danger will send it away. Liari will pull it back. And with the respawn coming in, it's back to even.
Yeah, back to even. Kind of looking, you know, similar to last game a little bit more this set, whereas the first couple sets were definitely in DUBU's favor as Chatting maybe, you know, kind of a little weird play there. Liari able to snag it and find the top corner just right out of Bread's strike range. Did have the core flip. I just, you know, Bread probably thought that he could strike that core there, so a little bit unfortunate. But now we're going into draft here, and oh, this one might be interesting, actually. A lot of damage trainings, and we have Big Fish here, so I'm expecting Liari to kind of wait and see, you know, save Big Fish, but no, takes it off anyway. So Liari and going to take that size away, does not want Breads to deny it. And, you know, able to, I guess, kind of see. What do you think about this draft slide? I'm kind of just trying to figure out. I'm not used to seeing drafts. You know what I mean? I got to reassess what my brain when I'm looking at these awakenings.
So I see this sparking a little bit from Aquabug, right? And it feels like a lot of deny drafting, but the overall power level, I would say, is just way higher for the Sundubu Strikers there, because I think Chatting were very occupied with doing like the correct denies to try and keep the power up, give Aquabug a little bit more power for the knockback. But the actual draft itself, and as I say that, Obscure Breads with the outplay, but Drew Danger still gets there in time, but 3Z Breezy in the end finds his way to the core. But as I was saying, it just feels like the individual awakenings for DUBU that they picked up just feel a lot stronger.
Yeah, I definitely think Chatting, now looking at it again, definitely won that overall. The size on Rasmus, the extra strength on the Julie, just so important in general. Prize fighter, who cares at the end of the day? But 3Z might be able to take advantage of it with this heavy impact, but gets taken out by Appa, who does not care. The strength from that spark coming in clutch, finding that kill,
no.
And Aquabug able to just let it float on in. Unable Grimella to find that hook to save that core. So definitely unfortunate there, as Breads was taken out earlier. Yeah, I mean, this game's definitely swinging, I feel like. I mean, Sundubu Strikers still feel like they're playing well, but the gas has been turned up here from Chatting, as we see another kill for Liari.
Yeah, and as you said, the draft for Chatting also leaves a lot of room for scaling, right? Because now both Appa and Drew have the potential to take that final spark. They've reached the coveted 3 sparks. Not quite 4, but 4 is kind of a little bit of an unrealistic dream, especially when denies come into play. So as they get that point, they are definitely looking very, very good.
Yeah, looking incredibly strong indeed, as they are up a goal here. Liari finding that barrier nice and early. You know, one of the weaknesses of that Amy is when you get up close and personal, you know, she doesn't really have that many tools overall to save except for that strike. And Aquabug dribbling around, and like I just said earlier, once you get up and close to the Amy, the glitch pop is too hard to land usually. You can't really blink in their face. So unless you have, you know, the Matrix, or sorry, the Firewall Sentry, there's not really much you can do, and Appa able to just drib it around the Amy. So able to get another goal here. Chatting looking to reverse sweep this set, or look at this game, excuse me. And as we see here, the last spark actually going on this board. We'll have to see who takes it.
Yeah, will anyone deny it, or will it fall to Drew Danger? Because a 3-spark DUBU is very, very strong, especially because one of the sparks is agility, right? That's so much speed for Drew Danger when he is already doing so much on defense. He'll be able to play up in the midfield. He is fully activated now.
Yeah, I think you're a prophet, Sai. You literally called it, by the way. So, I mean, unable to get for 4 sparks overall, but definitely not as important in general for goalie. I think 3 sparks is more than enough. The agility is all really that matters. That spark of strength not too important for the goalie, especially at DUBU. Aquabug trying to find a killer on Grimella, unable to find it, able to get the elusive out at the very least, and able to get the barrier. Liari playing so much better now, I mean, in these last 2 sets. So looking forward to see them kind of convert overall. 3Z trying to find a miracle goal, unable to find it, but Bread's able to find the blink. Drew Danger was stuck in the log animation, hits it right around that log. It looks a little bit smaller on that skin side. I don't know if it's just me, but that pool noodle does not look as thick as the log.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that should have hit.
Yeah. The log has like the knobs on both ends.
Yeah.
But the noodle is just a thin noodle. Looks a little bit like a string bean. But as I say that, lots of violence. Only the Juliets are left in the forwards. Almost Appa being taken out as well. Good elusive comes out. And the barrier is down for Chikara chatting. Obscure Breads and 3Z trying to create a play. The meters are significantly high, but Evil the Danger has Flip as well to defend this one. Will do so, but the core just comes right back to Easy in position. Burns the log from Drew Danger, but the KO from Appabug is huge. But 3Z's in position. Liari has to make the save, and once again it is sent away, but the timer is stalled so well for Grimella from the DUBU Strikers. They're looking to take it here.
Yeah, Grimella able to finally come back online. 3Z stalling so well, covering basically all the clear angles, predicting everything. Grimella trying to stall as much as possible, waiting for cooldowns, I assume, here, as 3Z just gets taken away. When you stall for too long, the Rasmus comes online, as both Rasmuses now trade, finds the kill on the respective Juliets. And the difference here is that the DUBU Strikers are going to get their Juliet up a little bit sooner, as Bread's unfortunate core flip there doesn't really need it, but needs the blink and able to find the goal with that. You have to always look out for that Super Surge blink. Amazing play there from Breads.
Yeah, and suddenly the pace of the game has shifted again, and it is the DUBU Strikers who are finding a way to slow the game down, to make it so that they can exploit the opportunities created by this Aimee and really just protect that goalie who is more vulnerable than the DUBU while creating offensive pressure like this. But the Flame Flurry will be enough to take Grimella out, and Liari and Appabug are approaching. Obscure Breads hits it behind, but the Cyber Swipe is not enough. Liari patiently waits, but it is still defended away, and Appabug winning the strike war, but it is still not enough to get past Breads.
Oh my gosh.
And it is just cleared down. Finally, Liari gets the bounce for the bottom of the barrier. Appa with the flip, but the DUBU Strikers lasted for what seemed like forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like 3 behind the back saves again. I mean, from Brett, like, these goalies are just playing so well this set, really this game in general, and the last game as well. I feel like just very, very good performance this series from the goalies here as we get an early kill with Grimella, and this might be the beginning of the end, or just the end itself, as 3Z gets the barrier, finds the core flip in their face, and it was just too much pressure. They take game 2.
Yeah, the timeless extra special that they let slip by while chasing the sparks. It's coming to bite them a little bit. It's coming back to bite them, and the series is evened up. Maybe we'll get a map that isn't Aimee's app, but I don't know. The jury's still out on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a 90% chance to get Aimee's app once you already have Aimee's app. You know what I mean? Like, if you get the more maps in a row, it's actually the higher chance it gets, apparently. That is what the trend is here already. As we're queuing up for another one, I assume the players will be queuing up soon. Some stats, notable stats this game is Breads actually, you know, a little bit closer to Drew in the terms of saves, 61 to 70. So definitely a fairly similar goalie performance here. The difference was Breads able to find 4 goals and 1 assist and 25,000 damage. So definitely a lot more pressure, and I like that they did this, actually. I'm glad that DUBU Strikers managed to kind of break out here. I felt like the first game they were trying to emulate a bit of chatting style, right? Kind of the defensive sit back, feed it to your forward, let them kind of do all the work as you play more defense, kind of fish for kills and sort of like core control style. I like when the DUBU Strikers play more proactive, right? I'm glad that they play more proactive because with the Aimee goalie, 3Z getting put back on, you know, the Juliet, kind of a more of a comfort pick there as opposed to the Asher, able to just create so much more chaos on that Aimee, right? I mean, Breads, we all know Breads can play DUBU, but why try to match Drew Danger what he's best at when you could just mix it up a little bit and throw a wrench in their plan, right? That's how I see it, at least.
Yeah. And I don't know. Teams just don't ban Juliet against Appa. Like,
I don't get it.
It's wild. Apparently the stats team has a ping for me. In the first 3 weeks of the North American Strikers League, Appa has gotten Juliet every single game.
And now this week too, I guess. Actually, I don't know. I didn't see the yesterday's games.
I forgot about yesterday.
Yeah, that's okay. I wasn't there either. Yesterday didn't happen. Doesn't matter, as we are focused on today, and we are getting into the next match here as long as everything goes smoothly. And I don't know. I mean, I'm so scared to see the map. I don't want another Amy Zap. And also, if I'm right, I hope I'm not right. I don't want to see an Oni Village either, because I don't think anybody wants to see an Oni Village.
Okay. So it wasn't banned in one of the games yesterday. Appa played X once because X era, some kind of night market tomfoolery.
Did they win?
Nope.
Should have played Julie.
All right.
Atlas Lab. Woo!
Variety is finally
Let's
upon
go. Finally, an actual fun map here, a fun map to watch. I'm excited for this. I think definitely a lot more diversity you can kind of choose from on this map. We're going with the Atlas ban again. They do not want Evil Do Danger on that comfort pick of the Atlas. And we'll have to see what chatting actually bans here, as we cannot see the hovers. 3, 2, 1, it's Luna again. It has been an Atlas Luna ban, I think, every single game, if I remember correctly. They are a little scared of that 3Z Breezy Luna, it seems.
Yeah, and on Atlas Lab, who can blame them? It is the map where that Luna forward is extra powerful on. And Obscure Breads, it seems, is going back to the DUBU after the one and only Aimee pick. I believe that was the only time they have picked Aimee in the league so far. But on the other side, it is Asher and Rune coming out from Liari. This is interesting.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Asher Rune versus, I mean, Era X, right? So you got a classic kind of versus, you know, a little bit of a curveball, right? Maybe a little new school with the Rune midfield buffs coming in. I'm actually excited to see Rune forward a little bit more, as, you know, with those buffs and with everything kind of coming in for the character now. I think the character's in a really cool spot, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of him, as definitely not going to be seeing a lot more of those barriers, as both going down right away, and Appabug getting both of them and the goal as well. A little bit of a steppy roll there from Breads. Call an emote for sure on that one. I mean, that a little bit of an oopsie there. Not really too much to say.
Well, let's just say that both these teams are readjusting after a long day of Aimee Zap. Definitely a different map to worry about. The pass splitter put down by Appabug. The pressure is coming in, but 3Z Breezy is putting 3 million damage onto Appa. The orb is taken away as well, but the pillar is set up. Appa had a chance, but is immediately staggered. Is almost out of the play. The log will send it away as well. And the KO is still not coming through though. Appa staying alive for the moment.
Yeah, 3Z definitely paying a little bit too much attention. I'd say just let kind of Appa be there. 3Z got to put a little bit more pressure, has that core flip, needs to pressure further up, and he does, as takes out Liari with that core flip. Tries to get the barrier, not quite able to get it yet, but Appabug also very low, so the pressure is definitely on the side of the Sundubu Strikers, as, you know, X-Max was coming in here, unable to find the kill, though, as the beam, I believe, there actually knocked him a little bit too far away.
Yeah, and well, this Appa Asher so far was good in the first point, but right now we'll need to find a way to survive more consistently. Stays alive, gets the strike, gets the bottom barrier. That barrier is crucial because Drew Danger will be locking down this top right one for quite a long time. Past the Liari, past the Appa, has flip, but is sent away before it is used in time. And now Appa is taking so much damage. Drew Danger dribbling to stall out some time, but Appa is struggling to stay alive for the moment. Still positioned in front of the goal. Comboed into the net by the Tofu Fortress of Obscure Breads. But Liari with the rune looking for a bit of an outplay. Flip forced out. But the great primary, the bewitching beam, comes out from Grumella. Liari's flip will not be on target in the goal. And once again, Appabug with the combo on the bottom side. The Asher dash punch was made consistent in the last patch, I believe. Definitely something that Asher needed, of course. But Appabug is so good in front of the net. Gets the primary, and that is a 2-0 lead.
Obscure Breads rolling away from the scene there. Definitely did not want to get caught dead there, or killed in general. One thing to note, actually, we didn't talk about is momentum boots for both of the DUBUs here, and a 6 catalyst start. So everybody has catalyst, just if anyone in chat missed that. So, double banish here, and a kill onto the X. So the Rune definitely come into the clutch. I think Rune is definitely incredibly strong into this Era X, in my opinion, because the Era Shrink doesn't really matter on Rune. He can kind of teleport around, put barriers up, or pillars up, excuse me. Doesn't really care about the Shrink, and can kind of outpace Era, I feel like, in terms of midfielding. One of the few midfielders that can. really in general. And then in terms of X, can kind of just ban his X and walk away, right? So definitely Rune, a very good counter to this strategy, and seems to be working out for them already, you know?
Yeah, and also importantly, very good at contesting the draft, right? DUBU, Era, and X all want some hybrid of creation, Castellas, etc., which Rune is very happy to take. But as I say that, Breezy with the hit stun on Liari. That is the Sundubu Strikers' first goal of this game. And they have been looking pretty good. They've gotten Oppa Bug low consistently. The main problem is getting past Liari, getting past True Danger onto those barriers.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think Oppa is actually the bait here. I really don't think putting the X on top of the Asher really is that useful here, given that X definitely can bully the Rune a little bit, kind of can force the Rune a couple abilities out of, you know, that Rune, and definitely can bully a DUBU. I mean, very kind of infamous is the X kind of destroying DUBU metas, just, you know, absolutely just walking up to DUBUs and destroying them over and over again as the middle explodes, destroying the Asher there as Grimella finds that bottom barrier. Looking a little bit more healthy now, 3Z trying to get involved, trying to kill Evil True Danger, trying to, I mean, I guess just trying to get damage. I think they're playing it a little bit better now. 3Z definitely has to play a little bit more up, tries to get a little bit more pressure forward rather than coming back and trying to kill Oppa Bug.
Yeah, meter is looking good for the side of the Sundubu Strikers. Liari being KO'd by the flip in front of the net, but it is still somehow defended without the flip used from Evil True Danger, who will use it now, but it is stolen away by Grimella and blocked by Evil True Danger, but those flips are taking a toll on the health bars of Chikara chatting. Finally, the regen is coming in though. Liari will send the core forward. The Magical Maelstrom will interrupt it for now. And once again, the offense continues for the Sundubu Strikers. Their KO potential is very efficient. They are playing it so well, but True Danger is just blocking all of the shots so far.
Yeah, 3Z though, bullying Drew, gonna get him very low, and has the flip too, so Drew definitely has to be careful here. Has 0 evades. 3Z gonna try to find the kill, flips, but unable to find the kill. Not the most worth, as Oppa Bug gets forced to come back, use that ultimate to try and save everything here. 3Z finally looking low. It seems like Chatting has finally found a little bit of a break in the pressure of the Sundubu Strikers, but 3Z Breezy on top of Evil True Danger, and it's just too much. I mean, blocking every single ability with his body, able to find the strike into that top corner. It definitely feels like the Sundubu Strikers are finding their groove in this game now.
Yeah, really well played from 3Z, spacing back to not be stuffed out by the log, just waiting for it, knowing, and that's the type of thing that you don't see too often. Now Grimella in front of the net, blocked away by the Rune Pillar from Liari, and Obscure Breads rolls down to cover the bottom barrier, and somehow preserves both as well. Really unlucky bounce for Chikara chatting as 3Z Breezy is approaching. The meters are so full of the side effects of the incredibly powerful Catalyst, even after its nerf. And well, the flips are coming through, and even if they're missed, honestly, like, compared to other team comps, the Sundubu Strikers are pretty fine with missing their flips, because it's just free damage onto True Danger and Oppa and Liari. Oppa and Liari looking low, but the barriers are down for DUBU as Chatting will look to score.
Yeah, definitely the goal of the, you know, Sundubu Strikers comp, as we've been seeing, is stagger that pressure, try to get a kill, and then stagger it, find the pressure afterwards, kill a midfielder, then hit the goalie. You know, just kind of more of that slow kind of choke out, right? Rather than just like a quick kind of burst, finding a really quick goal, or finding like a burst kill, bursting someone down like with a Vice comp or a Luna. It's more of a slow kind of tried and true classic comp, right? Whereas this more core control-y Asher Rune is definitely struggling a little bit against it. I feel like it has a chance, but Oppa Bug definitely does not look as comfortable on this Asher as he does the Julie.
Yeah, but Oppa does have flip, and even if there's no health bar, there's always a chance the flip will be blocked by Obscure Bread's own. And that pillar will send to the wrong side. 3Z has a chance. Obscure Breads hesitates, does not want to get caught lacking by the pillar. 3Z will win the strike war somehow, it appears. And now the goal is open. Liari playing immaculately on defense, but will it be enough? 3Z not getting there in time. Oppa Bug with the 3 million hit stuns perfectly timed to stop Obscure Breads from making the save, and it will be Chikara chatting. It was looking scary for them, but they still take the first set.
That was a long set. I mean, a little bit back and forth, right? Chatting taking the first 2 points, kind of looking a little bit dominant, and then Sundubu Strikers finding their footing, bringing it back. And it still looked like they were, you know, a little bit favored in that last point, but Oppa Bug made an amazing play on Obscure Breads, you know, hit stunning, unable to take save that core. And as we get into the draft here, we get prime time on the Era, going to be definitely very scary as Rune gets kind of the I guess a little bit worse prime time, aka rapid fire, but it has been buffed. I see now 40% reduced cooldown. I have no clue when that happened, but definitely very strong now. 3Z taking that heavy impact, going to be incredibly strong having that heavy impact, a little bit more cooldown increase, and a little bit more damage and pressure in general for that squad of the Sundubu Strikers.
Yeah, the rapid fire change combined with the prime time nerf makes it so that rapid is, in a lot of cases, just better prime time, although they do have slightly different uses. Yeah, like people are starting to prefer rapid over it on a lot of characters, especially when damage is involved. And Liari, with those KO combos, maybe would like to not have that knockback reduction on those pillars. But as we see, Grimelo is dribbling up, interrupted by Liari, and despite the Era speed, Liari has been in there.
Yeah, definitely in there. Appa also trying to just stay super far aggressive and in there, using the ultimate on the 3Z Breezy, just kind of fist fighting with 3Z at the moment. 3Z says, I'm tired of this, I'm gonna go smack your goalie a little bit. Definitely agree with that decision as Grimela trying to run the midfield here, but Appabug and Liara able to find that last barrier. Drew still able to hold on to one themselves. 3Z got stuck in that wall a little bit there. I think he could have ran out the other side, not too sure there, but ended up paying the price for it as Appabug finds the top corner.
Yeah, really well played to immediately catch the core with the primary. Didn't let it slip through at all. Obscure Bread's no real chance to get it out. And if Chikara Chatting can keep this up, this could be a pretty clean 3-0 because they have scaled quite a bit. And Drew Danger is looking very good on the defense. Liari is just controlling the midfield, has so many pillars to work with that rapid fire. The flip will take the top barrier. Drew defending the bottom one as Breezy is looking a little low though. The logs and the Summer Assault will get the KO, and now it's a 1v3 situation. Pass to Liari, the bottom's wide open, primary for good measure.
Yeah, only so much you can do there as a DUBU with an Asher just sitting on top of you in a 1v3. Basically nothing you can do there, so I mean, 2-0 on Chatting. It's definitely not over for the Sundubu Strikers. I think they, I think their comp and the draft so far, they have what it takes, it feels like, but I feel like 3Z just needs to play a bit more aggressive, needs to sit kind of more in the goal, maybe hitting Liari a bit more, just needs to find, I guess, a space to, occupy, right? Because 3Z right now is kind of running around like a chicken, trying to find basically anyone and everyone to hit, but not really focusing down one person in general. As actually finding the second barrier now, Grimilla paying the life for it, but able to open up the goals. Bread's trying to stall a little bit here, opens up the middle, so definitely a really good choice there. Liari looking incredibly low, and Grimilla's already back up.
Yeah, but a great pillar by Liari will equalize the barriers. Breezy, though, is running in. Drew Danger with the patience, but the magical Maelstrom will make it so difficult. The log will send it away for now. Drew Danger gets the strike up to the top side. The pressure is diffused. No, once again, it is sent back. The Tofu Fortress by Obscure Breads is so good. The KO onto Liari is massive, removing that ranged threat from the side of Chikara Chatting, but the flip is here. But the small tornado will completely interrupt Appabug. Grimella in position. Breezy staggered, but still going. The banish, maybe, but no, just a tiny bit of damage for Liari. Appabug to the top side, blocked away by the roll. Obscure Bread sends to the same side, gets it past Appabug somehow. And that bounce off the center will stall it out even longer. Breezy approaching Grimella as well. And finally, it will slip through. Drew Danger not using the flip there. And somehow, the Sundubu Strikers are still standing.
Yeah, Drew opting out of flipping there. I guess, maybe not sure if that would have saved it or just said, screw this point, on to the next. We're up 2 points anyway. But, definitely looked like a little bit more of a dominant point there for the Sundubu Strikers, and it's exactly what they need. That's definitely not what they need, though. A little bit of an unfortunate Asher ult for Sundubu Strikers. Fortunate for the side of Chatting as they get both barriers instantly, and we see this now. 3Z forced to come back and play defense, and now they're just getting kind of run over by this Rune and by this Asher. This is exactly what Chatting wants.
Yeah, and now Appa and Liari are both alive. Appa in front of the net. The flip will send it away for now, but Appa has so much hit stun, you have to worry about it, and Obscure Breads gets caught up in the center, cannot make it to the top side where Liari is lurking, and all the help was away as, once again, that's a set win.
Yeah, Liari feels like, she's playing so well. She's really just... The pillar usage right now on this Rune is just so incredibly good. I feel like with the buffs to pillar in general and the range, just making full use of that extra range buff And as we get into the draft here, definitely some interesting ones here. We have Built Different, which would be useful for all of the brawlers, so I'm expecting to see somebody deny it here, or if... Okay. We see the Era deny the Built Different. Definitely agree with that. Leaving X with Specialized Training. Definitely not a bad training here, but Tempo Swing is going to go over to Appa which, I mean, I think is still pretty strong. Not really too sure how it's going to affect this game, but definitely will help. And one thing actually we didn't see is a Deadeye on Liari, so going to be a lot scarier with the Banish combos.
Yeah, and that's actually
wow.
it's actually a little funny, that draft, because even if Grimella didn't take Built Different, there's a good chance the draft would have played out the same in the brawler picks, because Tempo Swing's incredibly good for Asher. That Path Splitter hits 3 million times, so much damage with that Tempo Swing, and X players are starting to really favor that specialized training, sometimes even taking it over stuff like the Cast to Last.
Yeah, I mean, as we just saw it there, right? Just hit so far, able to find the KO literally because of the extra knockback from Specialized Training. So definitely very, very strong here. 3Z finally, maybe finding his groove as he gets another barrier, trying to find the goal here, taking so much punishment. But this is exactly what you want as the X, right? Sit in the goalie's face, force the enemy team to come back and deal with you, because if they don't, then, I mean, soon they're going to die. I think that's definitely how we should be playing this game. It feels a little scummy, but definitely the way you should be doing it. As an amazing elusive there from 3Z, able to avoid that banish.
Yeah, and Liari slowed down in the midfield. Flip has to be used by Evil Drew Danger. A bit of a funny bounce. Almost catches Obscure Breads off guard, but he has Flip. But Liari fakes it out. Predicts the predict. Passes back to herself and blocks the Grimella flip as well. Drew Danger is still alive as well in the backfield. Barely staying alive as 3Z Breezy continues to hit him over and over. The KO on 3Z from Liari. Liari is doing so much right now, but Grimella wins the strike war, and all of that from chatting was for nothing.
Yeah, Liari playing so incredibly well. They're making, I mean, Grimella's life and Obscure Bread's life just a living hell, right? Just making it so incredibly hard to clear. 3Z doing his job, definitely putting so much pressure onto Drew, unable to find that kill overall, but ended up, not really mattering in the end as Grimella finally, find their footing and got that goal. As Appabug going down early, 3Z now going to be very happy about that. Sorry, put so much damage and so much pressure into Drew Danger here soon as, I mean, Obscure Bread steps up a little bit too far though, loses both barriers.
Yeah, and once again it is Liari so clutch with the rune. And now it is Appa in the midst of everyone trying to win a strike war. Single strike war equals a goal here. It's cleared away from 3Z Breezy by Drew. And the hit stun from Appa is not enough to stop Obscure Breads. The flip comes out and the KO as well with the banish. The Tofu Fortress will send it forward. Appa in position, cleared away by Obscure Breads, but the pillar is there in time.
Yeah, I mean, the rune, like I said earlier, just looking pretty immaculate right now. Liari piloting the character so well. I know Liari's liked this character for the longest time and has wanted to play this character in competitive for so long. So definitely probably very happy about the rune changes here as 3Z. Very happy about his positioning here right inside the barrier just as he wants. Grimella trying to find that second barrier but unable to find it. 3Z has to burn the core flip in order to survive. Appa might be able to find the kill on him, looking a little bit dicey, but able to survive anyway. Just barely able to kind of, avoid getting knocked off the edge here. Bread's running up, trying to fly a little bit, misses the flip, has to run back. Enough time for the DUBU out in front and kind of back neutral, but one barrier down for the side of chatting.
Yeah, and this Tofu Fortress should have helped, but what a great defense by DUBU, and 3Z Breezy's coming in with the specialized training, smacking Appabug around, but that goalie buff will help a little bit in the tankiness. Drew Danger stays alive for now, picks up an orb, stays healthy. Appabug getting the top barrier, looking to get another one with the Path Splitter stun onto Grimella. That's so much damage, almost a KO. The bottom barrier will be taken despite the Tofu Fortress. The banish unfortunately contacts the core, not exactly what they wanted. Kind of slows down the play a little bit as Grimella gets their hands on it, but it's a 1v3. Liari to Appabug, to Liari to the top corner, and Chikara chatting are one goal away from taking the series.
Yeah, they're looking so dominant. Liari especially, beautiful banish combo, layered the pillars perfectly to basically 100 to 0 3Z Breezy, and then Appabug able to find the cleanup kill onto Grimella. Great passing play from the two of them. Definitely has been coming, I guess, into, a bit of like their own in terms of forward duo. Definitely been playing very, very well as they get one barrier already. 3Z feels like getting the pressure, but just unable to convert, maybe dying a little bit too soon in a lot of these cases. All right, so definitely needs to try to survive as long as he can. Has to burn flip in order to do so, and Grimella just feels like getting a little bit, like outplayed here by Liari overall. Feels like a hard matchup for the era.
Yeah, Liari. We were saying Liari's name so much, but she's outplaying so hard. Appabug with the primary as well, gets the strike, but it goes around the barrier. Huge opportunity for the DUBU Strikers. They get the KO onto Liari. They have a chance. Breezy in position for the bottom barrier, but Drew Danger wins the strike war, has a Toad Fortress, almost gets the barrier, but it's not enough on the other side. But that's a little too much to ask for. He's already defended both barriers. Appabug has the flip, is in position. The Toad Fortress will stop it for now, but Liari is back. The double banish will stop Breezy in his tracks. The barrier goes to the other side. It is still defended by Obscure Breads. And, well, honestly, the core moves so fast in overtime. The barrier taken. Obscure Breads has to put up the defense here, but Liari's in position, sends it through, has the pillar, but it will not cover the corner. Liari again wins the strike war down to Appabug, and Obscure Breads is not there in time. An unfortunate clear creates an opportunity, and Chikara chatting keep their playoff dreams are basically kept alive by this series.
Yeah, they needed this win 100%, right? DUBU Strikers definitely going to have to go back to the drawing board after this super week. A little bit rough overall, I think, in that last game. It felt like 3Z 40k damage, finding 9 KOs, but just really unable to convert a lot of opportunities, I think, overall, and kind of dying a little bit too much. I felt like the rune was just such a good pick overall. We've been talking about it over and over again, not to sound like a broken record, but Liari piloting this rune character, definitely a great pick, great performance, well played to basically everyone on chatting. We didn't really talk too much about it. I think Drew Danger kind of basically just held it down after getting so much pressure from 3Z Breezy, able to hold it down basically the entire game. So props to Evil Drew Danger for this entire series and this last game. And then Appabug able to convert when it mattered. Definitely not as much of a presence as Appa is used to being, I feel like, in a lot of those games. However, definitely put in the work in the series overall. So congrats to chatting. DUBU Strikers, like I said, going back to the drawing board. Not the end of them yet. I believe they still have a chance to make playoffs, but gonna have to put in some extra overtime work here in the next couple games.
Yeah. And although this isn't like the playoff decider, right? There's still the season left to play. This just helps Chikar chatting so much, and it's a massive missed opportunity for the DUBU Strikers, because if they take this series, the DUBU Strikers move up to a very, very comfortable 4-1 as they face some of the harder teams. But now they drop to 3-2, and their schedule ahead is scary.
Yeah, definitely a scary schedule, but not over for them. They definitely have a decent record to work with. Not the greatest performance, but not, the worst performance. Definitely playing 3-2, a little bit above average. Definitely doing fairly well. Some of those games definitely could have gone their favor, I believe, those 2 losses. However, not the end of them. We'll be seeing them next week, and I'm excited to see what they come back with. I think the second game they played incredibly well, and I think the third game they had potential. They just really needed a little bit more, I guess, oomph, right? They needed a little bit more oomph, a little bit more pressure. Right, I feel like with this Era X comp, a little bit of chatting moment for me. The strength of it is that if you play very aggressive, it's very strong. But when you play a little scared, when you play a little bit too timid, you let the goose chase you and you run away. You can't run away. You gotta stand your ground. Don't let him, chase you off. He means business. He's all talk, and that's what that rune was. But they let the rune kind of cooked a little bit too much, and really just kind of let the side of chatting run the whole game for the most part. So definitely well played to the side of chatting once again. And I believe we'll be getting into the post-game stuff here soon, Saya.
Yeah, but before that, we'll have a short break to get all of that organized. Don't go anywhere, because you'll see the very face that is on my right back in the closing analyst desk. That's crazy. But yeah, thank you for watching so far. Make sure to stick around.